guys, welcome back to Latasha Hewitt Homes. Now, if you're wondering why you're in the airport parking lot at 3 a.m. in the morning, it's because we're going on a trip. That's right, we are about to experience Antigua, Guatemala for the very first time. And I thought it'd be fun, took you along with me. So my husband and I made our way to the airport, and it seems like a lot of people were traveling at this time in the morning. But before long, we were in our seats. And these weren't just any seats. We were sitting in first class for the very first time. Guys, I was loving the experience. The drinks, the breakfast. Let me tell you guys, this breakfast was absolutely divine. It was hot. The fruit was sweet and firm. One of my favorite fig bars. I totally get why people pay for first class. Shortly after getting the meal, this is what you saw. When I say it was delicious, I'm not exaggerating. I couldn't believe airplane food could feel and taste that good. Then we were off in the air. First, we were traveling to Miami, Florida, and then we were going to our destination, Antigua, Guatemala. This was my first time actually being in Central America, and so I was really excited for the adventure, walking through the airport, taking in everything, and of course making our way to immigration. It was finally time for us to explore what Guatemala had to offer. And of course, we weren't just there to have fun, we were there to support some friends who were getting married. So the first order of business was to find our driver. Our travel agent had already made the reservation for us, but there was so much going on outside the airport that we decided to just walk around to see if we saw our names on a sign, which we did initially, but it's one of those areas where everyone's trying to, cater to those coming in. And we ran into this guy who, of course, was ready to help us. And when we told him what we were looking for, he more than wanted to assist us. Of course, he was looking for a tip at the end. But eventually, we were able to link up with our driver, and we followed him to the car that would take us to our destination. Now, one of the things I will say is, I don't know why I assumed the trip from the airport to our hotel would be about, 25, 30 minutes. But boy, was I wrong. Guys, we were driving and driving and driving and driving. Now, these roads were great. But as we got a little more into the city, we realized that there were a lot of cobblestone roads. So the ride was kind of bumpy in some parts. But ultimately, guys, it took us almost 2 hours to get to our hotel. Fortunately, we were together, so it was cool. We were taking in the sights and enjoying the ride, but boy, was I happy when I saw Hotel Camina Real, Antigua, Guatemala. I was so happy and ready to settle in to where we would be staying. The hotel ended up being way better than I imagined, because I did check it out online. But being there was such this ambiance. I just loved the courtyard and how quaint, and the lush greenery and landscaping. It just had this cottagey feel. I was just really feeling the vibe. The staff, of course, were very friendly, and I just really liked aesthetically the vibes I was getting from the whole place. So I was really also anxious to see what our room looked like. And I have to say, guys, it did not disappoint. It wasn't one of those luxury hotels, but I just loved the architecture. I loved the feel of it. Even though we had 2 beds, it was just nice. The furniture looked great. The snacks were kind of cool because they were more centered around that particular area in Central America. But I really loved it. Of course, I wanted to check out the bathroom, and I loved that as well. It had the separate Um, I'm having fun there. Had this separate section like for the toilet and the sink, and then the shower area. So it was really spacious. Of course, we had the robe, but very well done. Um, and everything looked like it was in pretty good shape. I just really liked the vibe of the whole place, and I was ready to relax for what would be pretty much just a very quick weekend trip to Guatemala. Of course, after we settled into the hotel and made ourselves comfortable, since we didn't have much time, we were ready to literally hit the streets and see what was out there for us. So we walked out of the hotel and made our way down the block. Actually, we were looking for something to eat. That's really what we had in mind. But we also kind of wanted to get a feel for the scene and everything that Guatemala. So as you can see, there were like a lot of motorcycles and other motor vehicles. But one of the things that we wanted to do was check out the McDonald's. We heard so many great things about the place. So when we walked in, we could barely believe that we were really in a McDonald's. They had the McCafe side and then they had the McDonald's side, and so we placed our order, and then we went even further back, and there's this whole outside area. I mean, it was just like resort style dining for McDonald's. I mean, it was really cool, and they had some new things on the menu that we'd never seen in America, so it was kind of cool to check some of those things out, which I did make a few shorts if you want to check out. I was trying a pineapple pie and things of that nature. Well, we're fast forwarding very quickly to the next day, which is Sunday. We wanted to go out and do a little shopping. I always like to check out the local vendors and see, some of the custom made things made by the locals. And so we walked up and down looking at the various things they had to offer, handmade items, just regular knickknacks. I always try to set a little budget, guys, for, okay, this is going to spend this, we're not going to spend that. But there were just so many different things out there. It was just so tempting to just give everything, a look. But you don't want to entice the vendors too much, because then you get caught up in that whole bargaining thing. Now, we did patronize one of the vendors here. After thinking it through, she probably ended up taking us for our money, because eventually, as you'll see, we found another shop that was even better and had lots better prices. But it was fun just walking around and just taking in what the local scene looks like on a weekend. There was like clothes out there. I mean, you really pretty much share everything with cars. So even as we were walking, cars were beeping to get by, and the cobblestone roads are there to really help people slow down, but that's not always the case. So we were walking back to the hotel when we ran into this place, and it just had a lot more variety, and it had a lot more things that I think would fit what I was looking for. And the guy, he was so chill. He did not try to pressure us at all. He answered any questions that we had. And this is a place, if you ever go to Antigua, Guatemala, you have to go here. The prices were awesome. We got so much stuff from there. Of course, you'll check out the haul a little later. And it was very well priced. Now, what we did was make the mistake of stopping by this park area. We're like, oh, everybody's out here. This looks so cool. Let's go check it out, right? So we go, just being enraptured by the scenery and the activity of people walking by. But boy, were we not ready for the attack of some of the local vendors. And I use attack lightly, but let me tell you, they followed us from the time we walked in to the time we got out. I mean, I appreciated the hustle, but guys, it was hashtag team too much for me, because I had just spent so much money already, and I was ready to go back to my room. All right, we are back in from our little shopping excursion. Who's ready for a good haul? Let's see what we picked up in Guatemala. Okay, first up is this jumper that I bought. Let me put the camera down so I can really show you what it looks like. All right, so here it is. I saw this hanging up and I just thought it was so cute. Look at that, look at the thing. It's kind of cool. I tried it on. I do wish it was a little higher up here, but I could fit it, which was the main thing. I just loved the detail and the pattern and stuff like that. I like getting unique clothing that I couldn't find anywhere else, you know? So that was one thing I bought for myself. Next up, Andre got this bag for his mother. Once again, just love the artistry here. Great bag with a zipper. Also some pockets in the back, so that was kind of cool. And then I got this for myself. I like to have like a book bag that I can just kind of grab and go with things, but I just like the detail. I like the Guatemala's here, and so this was the book bag that I got. This is a little magnet I got from my mom for the refrigerator, Antigua. All right. Next up, I got this shirt. Oh, I got these little wallets for the girls. I don't really know what they like, so I just got a couple of cute wallets that they can keep coins in. That say Guatemala. We'll see if they like it. Got this shirt from my mom. I just like the embroidery. I thought it was kind of cool. Shirt for my mom. And got this headband for my assistant. She likes to wear headbands. I hope she likes this one. She likes pink, so this is the only one I found that had a little pink in it, so hopefully she'll like it. And Andre got some other stuff. Let me go grab that real quick. Andre got this for his brother, Antigua, Guatemala. And I got this one for my dad. That was a cool color. And then Andre got this nice, cool knife. So we do feel like the lady kind of ripped us off at the one place where we first stopped, because when we found the other place, things were so much more cheaper. But we knew what we were doing. We were helping out the local vendor, so we saw it as more a donation to a local vendor and not trying to get the best bargains. But obviously, if you had to do it again, we wouldn't have gone that way. And then the guy who sold us the bulk of the thing said that this was a special bag for special customers. So of course, he probably says that to everyone, but still, we appreciate it. And that's all we got today on our little shopping expedition. And before we knew it, it was time to load the bus to head to the wedding, which is the main reason why we were in Guatemala in the first place. So we were really looking forward to celebrating with the bride and groom, and other guests from the wedding joined us, and we made our way to the venue. Now, we were all excited about where we were going to go. There had to be some reason why they chose this location. And so we were anxiously waiting to see where the driver would stop. And finally, we made it. Boy, was it a bumpy ride. But you kind of get used to it after a while when you're driving on those cobblestone streets. But here we were, guys. We pulled up to this abandoned church, and already we could tell this was going to be so special. We walked up. It wasn't quite time for the service to start, so we kind of hung around on the outside just taking pictures. But when we walked in, it was so breathtaking. All of us were just like taking pictures and videos, and just look at this beautiful, beautiful decor. I just felt like it was so beautiful. I mean, breathtaking even. And of course, we went through the whole ceremony. And I have a few shorts if you want to catch up on some of that. But this was the lovely couple that we were celebrating. They looked so beautiful on their special day, and we were so happy that we could be there to celebrate with them as they embark upon a new marriage, a new life together. So we just took in the whole ceremony, and we're happy to see this couple celebrate this wonderful milestone in their lives. After the beautiful ceremony, we all loaded back up to make our way to the reception hall. Now, with the wedding being in such a beautiful venue, we had no doubts that the reception would be in an equally beautiful place. And we were not disappointed when we walked there. The whole scenery was just provided so many places for photo opportunities, and during the hors d'oeuvres hour we had fun taking pictures and just catching up with each other in the space out there. It was just really, and I just loved how the theme just carried on with the flowers from the hall, and then it was time for us to enter the reception area. Guys, look at this. This does not do it justice.
Yeah. Mic check.
And before we know it, we were back at the airport, guys. The trip was over, but it was definitely one for the books. We had such a great time. Well, here are a few pics from the Whirlwind Weekend, but thanks for traveling with us as we journeyed to Guatemala.